Right, Serco has been in the news for all the wrong reasons lately. Today, the Law and Order Select Committee is set to pay a visit to the privately run prison. Oi, oi. Joining me now for the is political editor Patrick Gower. How are you, Paddy?
Good. Yes, I'm very well, Paul. Good morning.
Good. All right, let's talk the Serco visit. So this is the Law and Order Select Committee, and they're going to Wiri, the South Auckland Serco-run prison this morning.
Yeah, basically have a look around. I mean, it's not going to Mount Eden and having a few beers or whatever the homemade brew is there with the boys, but they will go in and have a look around the Serco-run prison. They also will go and have a look at First Security, which of course runs the GPS. So a chance for some of the lower-rung MPs essentially to go in and have a look around how some of these private operations are working. And I have to say, corrections, since we first started talking about it not that long ago, has become a real political punching bag. There's problems all through that organisation. They've obviously been simmering beneath the surface, or they were kept beneath the surface for a long time. Now it's up, it seems, every part of the organisation, whether it's the bracelet on your hand, the prisoners and the thing, there's problems, and that is a problem for the government. It's a real third-term issue. They need to find a way of handling it and shutting this down.
Yeah, and some people may have thought the lid was a little bit on it, but obviously going by this morning's inspection, the lid is not on it, so it could still bite them in the bottom. I understand after they go to Serco, the Law and Order Select Committee are then going to go to First Security. These are the people that handle ankle bracelets.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother problem area, isn't it, within corrections, a whole nother area that's not working, and another area that's actually been quietly privatised. And what we've seen again is not the philosophy of privatising these services, but when it comes to the crunch, someone goes on the loose, everyone tracks it back and realises that some guy on the minimum wage has been a bit lax with the GPS or the bracelets, you know, and what do you do? And that's what's one of the issues here, is that the practicalities of privatisation, particularly in the corrections area, are actually coming home to roost for the government.
Yeah, and you know, that's an interesting point there with the ankle bracelets, because people seem to be obsessed with how easily they can be cut off, and that just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how easily they can be cut off. What matters is that they are monitored. So as soon as they are cut off and the warning goes out, you know, someone goes around there. That's the whole point of an ankle bracelet, isn't it? Let's talk about the economy. I was talking to the Prime Minister earlier today, and, you know, at one end of the spectrum, you've got Winston Peters, who's almost talking us into a recession. At the other end of the spectrum, you've got the Prime Minister, who obviously he's there to talk the economy up, but is he taking it too far? Has he got rose-tinted glasses on?
Well, this is the thing with an economy, isn't it? One side talks it up, and one side talks it down. But the other thing about an economy is it's real. What eventually happens with it is real. People eventually see it in their business bottom lines, in their wages or lack of a wage rise out in the community. It eventually comes home, and that's going to be the issue here. And I listened to the Prime Minister speak to you, and yes, of course, the economy is diversified. He gave a whole list of answers. I've heard him do that a few times. But dairy is 1/5 of our exports. It is 1/20th of our economy. China and Australia are our two main markets. Both of them are slowing down. There are issues out there, and this will be the true test, because the economy is real. It will eventually tell us what is really happening once we get past all of the talk, and it'll be the true test of whether the economy is as diversified as John Key says it is or not. The economy will eventually tell us, Paul. That'll be the economy will decide. Right.
And it does need to diversify, because I'm sorry, but it's not just about the dairy price coming back up again. I really worry that the market is changing dramatically. You know, China is such a major player in so many ways, and they're a major player in dairy now too. They're not just consuming; they're producing the product. So we're going to have the kind of competition we've never had before. Just quickly, what is it with the Greens? What did the Greens hope to achieve by standing in the way of a bit of fun during the Rugby World Cup?
Well, the Greens hope to get a bit of publicity. They know that they're never going to be the party of rugby, racing and beer. I'm pretty sure they're convinced of that. And they just didn't want to see ACT get a free hit, and wanted to try and show to their own people, who are a bit cynical about this bar opening for the Rugby World Cup. But for the bars,
do we know that their own people are cynical about that, Paddy? Or there's some.
Not everyone likes rugby and racing and beer, or rugby and beer in this case, and the Greens picked up on that. But kudos to David Seymour. He nailed it.
He's been the winner here. You're right.
He found a gaping hole in the government's plans around the Rugby World Cup. He exposed it. He's got John Key changing the law. David Seymour is the real winner so far of the Rugby World Cup.
You're right. If you spend that long in your den with your school books, you're going to come out occasionally with a good idea. All right. Thank you very much, Paddy. We will catch you back very soon, I hope.